A person stands at a wooden podium with a circular seal, speaking into a microphone. They wear a dark sleeveless top. Behind them is a projection screen showing a landscape image with mountains. A water bottle sits on the podium.
My name is Mildred Carpenter. I'm from Montana. I'm married into the Crow tribe for about 25 years now, and I'm originally from Cheyenne River, Sioux tribe in East South Dakota. They call the Sioux Dakota now. So, and the Crows, they're called Australia. But today we want to open up a former girls doing sign language to the local fair. But I want to thank each and every one of you for being here. My company is Milk Native Fashion and Design, and it's Native American owned and operated by myself. And as I said, I'm an enrolled member of the Cheyenne River Sioux tribe in Lewis, South Dakota. I've resided on the reservation for about 25 years. And I am the primary designer and manufacturer of an original line of mountain coats and jackets. I also do rodeo wear, princess wear, and I also design men's wear, children, and most of my designs are one of a kind. And when I started this late, but in my life, like 5 years ago, I sewed almost all my life, but my husband, I was inspired by my husband Tommy and my children, because I was just doing at home. Then I started creating the outfits. I have a lot of hip-hop fashion that I displayed in other areas, but today we're doing the traditional regalia attire. We're doing 2, the old, and then 2 of the modern. But I want to say that I have faced great challenges, and I have overcome these challenges with the Lord's help and the strength of true friendships. Because it's times that when, you know how it is, when you try to get ahead, people try to talk about you or put you down or bring you down or whatever it is. They try to do it, and a lot of people give up. But it's because of the strength of my friendships that they've always come and encouraged me and they'll say, go ahead, keep it up, keep going. And most of all, I give honor to the Lord because He's been my strength. When I couldn't turn to anybody, I turned to Him. So I would like to encourage everyone. I don't see not too many Native Americans here, but I always tell them to pursue their dream and their goals. And so today I want to encourage everyone here, all of you, to pursue your dream and your goal. I've always said that you're never too old, and you're
A person wearing glasses and a dark shirt speaks into a microphone at the wooden podium with an official seal. A water bottle sits nearby. Mountain imagery is visible on a screen behind them.
Never too young. You can do it. So go and conquer that dream and that goal. And my daughter started a modeling agency. She modeled when she was young, but when she got older, she went to New York, she went to Florida, she did a lot of modeling jobs there. But as she got older, then she still had modeling on her mind, and she has started the Native Dimes Modeling Showcase. And they're Native girls, a pool of Native girls that travel with us and travel with me and model the designs and the jackets and the coats and rodeo wear, whatever it is, we do it. So today we have 4 of the girls with us. Some of them are new on board or that have come with us. But I want to thank all of you for allowing us to come and be a part of this memorable event. So today I'd like to call Diane, as she's going to do the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine.
A person stands on a stage with arms raised, wearing a cream-colored dress with turquoise and green sleeves, fringe trim, and decorative beadwork. They face upward against a plain backdrop.
Thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen.
I'd like to call June up to come and talk about the buckskin dress. Here we have Diane. She is wearing her buckskin dress. The buckskin is made out of a hide, a deer hide. The hides are processed by the Indian people. They still do the hide still today. The buckskin dress here you see, she has the crow design. As I stated earlier today, that each tribe has their own design, and this here buckskin dress is of the Crow tribe. The moccasins are all fully beaded with matching leggings and her belt and her little pouch she wears in the front. Now, all the Crow women, you'll see them wearing this type of a beaded moccasins, leggings, and a matching belt and pouch. She also has, along with her buckskin dress, her shawl, and the shawl is handmade with a fringe. Each fringe is put on one by one. Also, her fan, the fan is used. It's usually an eagle feather, and it's usually used when the woman dances with a traditional dress. Her braids are...
A person stands on a stage wearing a cream-colored dress with turquoise and green sleeves, fringe trim, and decorative beadwork. Their arms are raised outward in an open gesture.
Wrapped with autumn. All the women wear the autumn with their buckskin dress, and also the plume. Now, she has a plume on her head, and a lot of the traditional will wear 2 eagle feathers. When they wear 2 eagle feathers, this means the women are married, so the guys stay away. But if they have 1 eagle feather on their hair, this means they're single. You can look and go after them.
But this here is Diane, and she is a Crow young woman, and she is wearing the buckskin dress. Thank you.
Thank you, Diane. Our next model is wearing the elk tooth dress. Elk tooth dress, crow clothing, crow dress, crow crafts, whatever culture. Before the invasion of the silk or sequins and designer labels, the highest fashion west of the Mississippi was the elk tooth dress. There was no mistaking the status of Crow women when her tribe's signature gown of blue or blue or red trade cloth covered with about 500 elk canine teeth. They wore their wealth on their sleeves because only two teeth from an elk are suitable for each dress represented years of hunting and hard work. And since the elk, they eat grass and twigs, but they have two teeth in their upper palate made for tearing meat, and that's the upper canines known as the ivories. And since the Stone Age, these bulbs of ivory have caught the attention of hunters, and they were different. They were polished and they were smooth, and some historians think that they were among the earliest forms of jewelry. And Crow tradition once required successful hunters to give away the ivories to members of their hunting party who...
A person stands on a stage with arms raised, wearing a cream-colored dress with turquoise sleeves, fringe trim, and decorative beadwork. They wear patterned leggings and stand against a plain blue background.
Didn't down an elk. And when a man killed his first elk, the ivories were saved for a necklace for his bride or for his daughter. And although usually one for special occasions, the Crow women continue to wear a beaded necklace with two special elk teeth. And elk are a valuable source of meat and clothing. And that's why the people, they place such a high value on these ivories. And this one woman, elder woman, was interviewed, and she said it started way back before Columbus. She said, I don't know how far it went back, but it was way back then. And back then they used the elk hides or the deer hides for their elk teeth. But the white settlers, they soon noticed the white nuggets of the bone, and prized by the Crow, by the Cheyenne, by the Dakota, and other tribes across the high plains. And during the market hunting era, about 100 years ago, there were records of mass slaughters of elk, especially to collect the ivories. And many of the teeth ended up in the watch of elk club members. And Western jewelry featuring the teeth is increasingly popular. Collecting enough teeth for a dress would take a lifetime of hunting for an entire family. So this garment is not just a garment that they wear, but the dress is heavy and not unlike just a thick wool, but hundreds of elk teeth gently tap the fabric when the person is wearing as the dress moves. And inside the garment, it's backed with a soft calico, And you know, minutes after a freshly killed elk was brought home, women would begin working the hide. And so they have to work it 2-3 times to make it soft. Today, we're very proud to have Allison model the elk tooth dress.
A person stands on a stage wearing a cream-colored dress with turquoise and green beaded sleeves, fringe at the hem, and decorative beadwork. Their arms are raised outward. A projection screen and stage equipment are visible in the background.
And today we're showing 2 modern contemporary clothing. Our model Kelsey, she's modeling the modern jingle dress style. And usually this jacket, it's a dress, and it's fully with all filled with decorated with the jingles. And that's where June was talking about how they twirl and they swirl with the beat, and they've got to be really talented to do this kind of dance. So we thank Kelsey today for modeling the modern jingle dress. And our next model is modeling the elk tooth, but it's a jacket. And again, this jacket is made of the ivories that I talked about with the from the elk, and the fur trade wool available to the Native American tribes was early. It was substituted for skins in making the garments, at least when it could be afforded. It also became a status symbol of wealth, since anyone could have buckskin back then. When they had the trade cloth, the natives, they were considered wealthy. And mountaineers took pride in dressing their wives in the finest outfits available. In the fur trade, since the 1800s and the early 1850s, they wrote a description of a Crow woman, stating that the woman have scarlet and blue dresses. Others, white cotillions made with dress skins of bighorn sheep, which were covered across the breast and back in rows of elk teeth and seashells. The price of elk teeth is $100. Is $100 for a good horse.
A person stands on a stage wearing a cream-colored dress with fringe sleeves and decorative beadwork, with their arms raised outward. Behind them is a projection screen with a blue background.
And in money, the value of $50. The flock is not complete unless it has 300 elk teeth to 500, which other there's shells and skins, but could not be bought for less than 200 back then. But today, even this jacket is like almost $300 alone, and that's just the jacket. And this is just a part of what I do for the modern traditional wear. So I thank Abby today. Let's give her a hand, and let's give the girls a hand for the great show that they're doing today. And we'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock. One of the girls forgot their dress. Well, I forgot the dress, so we'll have We'll have another show tomorrow at 1, so please come back and join us. And thank you. They're going to make one more final walk. Any pictures? Our music conductor here is a photographer also. All right, thank you.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, girls.
If any of you have any questions for either of the ladies, you're welcome to raise your hand. I'll come to you with the microphone so we can all hear your question.
Or they'll stand down here in front so you can take pictures or talk to them.
At 6 o'clock today, starting in about 35 minutes, we'll have Caledonian dancers. That'll be at that stage over there, not in the Tent of Many Voices. So if you are interested in the next program, it's going to be on the stage over there. Caledonian dancers. Don't miss that. A lot of Scottish dancing. So see you at 6.
A person stands on a stage with arms raised, wearing a cream-colored dress with turquoise sleeves, fringe trim, and beaded decorations. They wear leggings and stand against a plain backdrop with a projection screen visible to the right.